Little Eric was tossing and turning in bed, struggling to fall asleep. He adjusted his pillow, pulled up his blanket, but he just couldn't close his eyes. His room was filled with toys, teddy bears, cars, robots. It was as if they were winking at him. Eric took a deep breath, closed his eyes, and finally drifted off to sleep. Suddenly, the toys in his room began to move. When Eric opened his eyes, he wasn't in bed anymore. He was standing in front of a huge door. Above the door, in big, colorful letters, it read Toyland. Eric looked around in amazement, but couldn't resist his curiosity and pushed the door open. As the door creaked open, Eric's eyes widened with wonder at the sight. Inside was a world full of vibrant colors. Everywhere was filled with toys. Giant teddy bears, huge Lego blocks, flying planes and bouncing balls. Every toy seemed to be alive, moving and talking with each other. Eric took a few steps into this magical world and shouted joyfully, "Wow, this place is amazing!" Just then, a small teddy bear came up to him. "Hello, I'm Teddy. Welcome, Eric. We've been waiting for you to come to Toyland." Eric, surprised, asked, "You've been waiting for me?" Teddy, bouncing with excitement, replied, "Yes, this land can only be discovered by kids with a strong imagination. And tonight, you are our guest." As Eric looked around excitedly, one of the flying toy planes approached him. A small robot with a pilot's hat called out, "Would you like to take a tour of the big toy city?" Without hesitation, Eric accepted, and the robot signaled him to hop on a flying vehicle. The plane took off quickly, and Eric gazed down at the enormous toy city from above. Everywhere he looked, there were giant Lego buildings, puppets swinging on swings, and massive trains rolling by. As they flew through the sky, Eric passed by a huge castle. A group of toys were waiting at the castle's gate, calling out, "Queen Doll is expecting you." Eric got off the plane and walked toward the castle. When he entered, he was greeted by a toy doll sitting on a golden throne. Queen Doll smiled and said, "Eric, welcome to the world of toys. You are here to play with us." Eric's eyes sparkled with joy. For hours he played with the toys. He built towers with giant blocks, raced cars on the tracks, and danced with funny robots. Time flew by without him realizing. Suddenly, everything around him began to darken. Queen Doll came over to Eric and gently said, "It's time to wake up now, Eric. But remember, you can always come back here whenever you imagine." Eric, a little sad but also happy, thanked her. "I promise I'll return one day," he said as he closed his eyes. In an instant, he found himself back in his bed. It was morning. The sun was shining into his room, and his teddy bear was sitting beside him, watching over him. Eric smiled and whispered softly, "Thank you, Teddy. What an amazing dream."